If you have family in the game, if you simply want your friends to watch an amazing game, share it on your Twitters, share it on your Facebooks, share it with all of your, like, literally you could just go, what's up, Ashrite, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. You could come into here, into your friends list, and copy and paste, and just be like, check it out. Raise Kronos, thank you for the follow as well. Watch this, I'm gonna do it myself here. So we've got, let's see, Baraxis, let's message him and say, hey, what's up? Let's see here, you guys are already on, you're already on. Send message. Check out the Twitch stream, because it's awesome. Eliza Trickster, check out the Twitch stream, because it's awesome. Epic Horseman, check out the Twitch stream, because it's this easy to share the stream and let your friends know how amazing this finals game is going to be. You do not want to miss this game, guys. You do not want to miss it. Hey, iAgent Skill. Whoa, iAgent Skill, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. That's awesome. I've never heard of Agent Stanley, something incorrect. All right, picks and bans. My account's name is Shade of Shadows. Shade of Shadows, you were the one who totally tongue-tied me. I couldn't say anything. So thanks for your support, everyone. Team Feederino, Pleaserino for the win. Let's see if they can make it. You don't want your bros. All right, that's fine. That's fine. So we will see who wins it. Look me up on LoL Nexus. All right. Well, I'll have to do that after this game. Wouldn't want to miss this game for the world. Started off us, blue team, Team Feederino, Pleaserino, starting us off there with the Jinx Pantheon Fizz ban. They finally banned out Pantheon. You guys don't understand. Pantheon yesterday played in 4 games, and every game that he was in, his team won dominatively, just amazingly well. There was one game that Feederino, Pleaserino did semi-well with him, but every game that Pantheon was in, he did amazingly well. So he finally got banned out. Team Nothing Fancy, banning out the Katarina, still not interested in those resets. Syndra and Tristana as well. Let us see if they can take a win on it. They didn't want the resets that Tristana gets, and they didn't want the slippery fizz fish. I mean, it's nothing surprise there. Nothing surprise there. After a few games of this, I'm going to go watch anime when I finish my chem homework. Got to finish that chem homework. So, only reason there's an I is because I forgot the agent skill. So I just got I agent skill. There we go. You're looking for agent skill and, somebody else forgot the account of agent. Oh, okay. So you had agent skill as an account, and then you just added an I, so I agent skill. So I mean that works. That works. So yes. Also, as Amy X Angel is stating, if you miss this game, if you have to go for some reason, and you miss the final matchups here, you can watch it on YouTube. All my information is over there, so you can check it out, and you can watch these games on YouTube. I have all of yesterday's games already up. I have to go through and get some highlights together because there's some amazing plays that these guys do, and it's just absolutely worth watching. However, it's so much better to be a part of it live, so if you can, stick around and watch this live because it's awesome. So Miyuki starting us off with an Amumu pick. Amumu's great, lots of CC. However, we've seen a lot of top lane mummies so far this game, which is amazing. Top lane mummies did not only well with CC against the enemy person, however, also had a good bit of damage as well. The AP scaling on the mummy isn't stellar, but it's pretty good. It's not bad at all. Ralph's Legend for Team Nothing Fancy, picking up the Wukong. We saw the power of Wukong in the last couple of games. The games that we saw a moment ago, as well as 2 different games yesterday in which a Wukong ganking bottom lane, the Cyclone knocking the enemy team up, such strong CC that it just destroyed the enemy team. So this is the best of 5, so one team is going to have to win 3 games at least. I was like, wow, how many fingers do I have? 3 games at least to be able to take this to a win. Chrono Frost grabbing up a Lucian. Lucian has been highly contested this game. A very, very strong champion, especially when it gets more towards that late game. With the dashes, the double shots, everything makes Lucian a very, very scary champion. They're also going to grab Shades of Shadows, picking up that Xerath. Xerath has done an incredible job so far in these last 2 games. If you watched yesterday's games, it was Team Feederino, Pleaserino on the Xerath pick that actually won them their 3rd and final game. Oh, it wasn't 3rd and final because he played Oriana, I think it was. He played in the 2nd game and was hugely up. Oh, maybe, I think it was in that 3rd and final game he played. Yeah, because he was like 14-2 and did incredibly well. So that this Xerath has done amazingly well, and Nothing Fancy is going to have a hard time laning against them. They are going to send Bucky Boy with the Oriana up against him. We've seen a lot of Orianas played. We're seeing another Lulu played. TV Sonic grabbing up this Lulu maybe for the top lane and maybe a Lulu top lane. Yeah, because we've got a Janna insta lock in Janna support. Rock 1777. This has done a fantastic job so far with that disengage, the knockups as well as that team heal. Every now and then tries to do something fancy with the flash ultimate to knock people back underneath the towers, but generally just plays a very, very safe game. Darthvin as well on the Nami. Got some knockups, got a little bit of damage there. The tidal wave going to be do great. KS Chanel. Okay, something like that. So, definitely, there's a Skype message. So, anyway, sorry, I was trying to read some administration messages back and forth. I was just like, what are they saying? Anyway, so Ash Thrasher grabbing up the Vi for the jungle. Ash Thrasher has played Vi. You saw her in the games yesterday. We'll see how well these teams do. A lot of the champions that they're picking did well versus the people that they were against in the semifinals. Samsung Cardboard and Samsung Black. However, both these teams have very different team fighting styles. So when they come together, it's going to be a very different game for them. And we'll see how they do. Team Feederino's composition is almost identical to Game 3 of the composition yesterday. Exactly, Birdman 583. It's so hard to reach. 593. There we go. I was about to say both of these teams are actually almost identical to their games. Nothing fancy, a little bit different, but they do have the Janna, they do have the Caitlyn, and now they're also grabbing up the very similar Orianna and Lulu. A lot of these similar picks. I think Nothing Fancy also played a Wukong yesterday, so we'll see how these two line up. But game 1 going to be amazing. I was randomizing the picks. We'll see. We'll see. You ordered this Jinx mouse pad. I want to see this Jinx mouse pad. Oh, yes, he has told me. He showed me, I think he has that. It's him or somebody else that has that one, so that's just too awesome. Too awesome of a Jinx mouse pad. But anyway, with these last remaining couple of minutes here, I'm going to run through everyone real fast. Miyuki on that mid lane Xerath dominated yesterday's games. We'll see if we can do it again. Chrono Frost on Lucian for that bottom lane ADC role. Shades of Shadows on that top lane Mummy. As I said yesterday, there was a number of top lane Mummies played. Shades of Shadows once again on the top lane Mummy. Ash Thrasher with that jungle Vi. And Darthvin on that Nami support. For Team Nothing Fancy, we've got Ralph's Legend on the Wukong in the jungle. Merciful Vendetta with the Orianna in the mid lane. TV Sonic on that Lulu top lane. So it will be a top lane shotgun Lulu against the Mummy. Bucky Boy with the Caitlyn pick. Bottom lane ADC role. And Rack 1777 on the Janna support. So right now, the main question is, yeah, good. This is way more important. So I'm drawing right now while watching this. Hey, drawing, I do that myself. I draw and watch streams, so it's totally, totally fine to be able to do that. We're going to say right now, hashtag which team do you think is going to win it? Hashtag, I'm going for Nothing Fancy. Nothing Fancy has dominated so far in the game, and I just absolutely love their play style. It's so much fun to watch. So hashtag Nothing Fancy for the win, in my personal opinion. However, looking at these team compositions, which do you think is going to win it? Both teams have a variety of poke. We've got that Lulu Orianna is going to have some really nice poke, as well as the Janna Tornadoes are going to knock some people up and allow Caitlyn to land a couple of Piltover Peacemakers. However, they have a great engage as well. Wukong dashing in with the Cyclone full team knockup. Orianna with that Shockwave killing so many members. It will be crazy, but they're going to have to get through the tank line that Team Feederino Pleaserino has. That Amumu, that Vi, even Nami can sometimes build a little bit tanky and can be really hard. So win conditions for this game. Feederino wants to use their Vi and Nami to set up early picks and get their Amumu ahead for the split push late game. Not a bad point. Somebody pointed out yesterday that the Mummy is not the greatest for the split pushing, but not bad. Feederino, Pleaserino versus Nothing Fancy. It's a well-known thing that I cannot talk and type at the same. See, I can't even do it. I can't do it. Talk and type at the same time. Team versus Nothing Fancy. Oh, somebody's message got deleted. So, okay. High five, black belt. Ooh. Uh-oh. There's the pull. 1 for Feederino, 2 for Nothing Fancy. Easy. Vote 2 for Nothing Fancy. Janna at 20 minutes plus Kate and Lulu is a very strong tower pushing combo. We'll see if the rotations are good enough to play the comp properly. Checkmate X3, you need to be on my side because you have some great analyzations. That was fantastic. Samsung Cardboard. Samsung Cardboard got fourth place, so good job to them getting 4th place. Samsung Black picked up 3rd place for that. Everyone casting their votes on which team it is so far. Nothing Fancy at 5 votes. Feederino, Pleaserino at 2 votes. Again, though, these teams are so back and forth. Yesterday, Feederino, everything was against them, and they turned the game around. They won it, which was just amazingly impossible, and they did. And then they followed into a 3rd game and won that one as well. So Feederino has a lot of tricks up their sleeves, a lot of fighting potential up their sleeves. We'll see if they can manage to take it all the way to end game. Now, we've seen a lot of early aggressive engages between these teams looking for an early lead. Oh, everyone's almost already lined up for me. That's so nice of them. Let's see here. Lulu in the top. Oh, I gotta stop this music. The music is still going on. We're gonna... Hey, music, pause out. Oh, there's a pause. What happened? I totally missed what happened. I think somebody may have DC'd. Somebody disconnected, or yeah, it looks like somebody disconnected. A quick ping issue with our mid laner, so it'll be back just shortly. Not a problem at all. In the meantime, I still have to get everyone in the correct positions anyway. So there we go. Everyone lined up. Blue team is full 5 in the bottom lane, looking for a potential engage on this. Red team as well, hanging out there at that mid lane. So hello, sirs and madams. So having a little bit of a lag issue. We'll see if we can clear that up shortly. Really rock. Nightbot, somebody post by Nightbot. You already voted in this poll. Stop it, creeps. The only one thing to note here is that Team Feed's composition is easier to play properly. Rooting for Rat because he's my friend. What are the results so far? I think we can, I don't know. The Tigress, can you post the results, or can you share the results? So, Downtown Brown, who, what, me? Nothing Fancy. No clue who this is. Hey, Nothing Fancy. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Nothing Fancy playing a very Nothing Fancy team, other than that Lulu pick in the top lane. Lulu pick has been a much bigger thing thanks to the playing, I think TSM played Lulu a number of times in the top lane and actually won through the summer split into the Worlds because of that Lulu pick top lane. So Lulu is kind of a little bit contested in that Worlds ring about having a Lulu in that top lane. We'll see if they can take it though. This is game. Oh, I gotta fix that, don't I? Game's counter pick. I gotta switch this over. This is game 1. Neither team has won yet, and we're going to a total of 5. So this is game 1 of 5, and we'll see which team will win. Nothing Fancy win. Well, this is game 2. No, I had to change that. Legit Ghost, that was all my fault. That's all my fault. I had to change that. I switched that. So, fix that. Here's the bracket. Thank you, the Tigress, for sharing the bracket on that. Oh, they're jumping in! The bandage toss from the Mummy. Gonna stop Bucky Boy. He's trying to get away. Janna with a nice shield. So a lot of flashes burned between these two teams. Vi with a flash. Nami with a flash. Caitlyn with a flash. That actually means 2 flashes burned on blue team and only 1 flash burned with red team. However, that's blue buff going over to Vi from red team's side. And now Wukong's already making his way towards that blue side. For blue team, I always get that confused. Blue side for blue team, and grabbing up that as well. So both these junglers are simply trading buffs. They didn't get an early kill. They caused Caitlyn to burn an early flash. However, it's not that hard between levels, between the first 3 minutes to just hang on to not burning your flash anyway. So blue team very strongly needs to punish this Caitlyn for having burned her early flash. They need to be super aggressive. They need to make sure she knows that they're going to punish her for that. If they don't, then that early flash gave them no real reward other than maybe a little bit of burnt, lost XP and Mummy using his teleport really early in that top lane. So we'll see how they do. Anyway, it's important to have your top laner ward your own blue, which Amumu didn't do. Exactly. That way you know when that enemy jungler is in your bushes. The Mummy went towards, immediately came towards that bottom lane. They really wanted a kill to share in that XP, even if blue buff was given away to the enemy jungler, and it didn't happen. So, a little bit of some early plays. No one didn't quite do that, so Caitlyn did lose a little bit of early XP. She's down about 6 minions in that bottom lane because she early backed to get some of her health back instead of using her potions. But again, blue team kind of making use of this early aggressiveness on her. She's lost a little bit of health. Janna as well. Mummy, nice bandage toss onto TV. Sonic, he's going to just harass a little bit back with some auto attacks. We'll see if that Lulu is either going to go tank, going to go full AP, go machine gun Lulu. There's so many ways to build Lulu. You could even build Lulu as a secondary support. So it'll be really interesting to see how these teams do. The poll is still open. We have not had the results finished just yet. C9 Faker. Wukong jumping in the mid lane. Nice slow onto Xerath. Just going to force him to flash out of the way, so he's going to live. Bit of damage onto Caitlyn. That bottom lane. Bubble's not going to land. Nami trying to get a little bit of CC on her for that. So, creeps, you can't keep voting. You can only vote once. You only get one vote. But, good try so far. So, there we go. Yeah, votes. That way you can see missing parameter option. The votes are vote 1 or vote 2. So you exclamation mark vote space 1 or 2. And that way you guys can see. Christian's Legend, what's up? Coming in here. Thank you for coming in here. Hashtag Teams Legend. Oh, Gianna, very low health. If that bubble had landed, it might have been first blood over. First blood's not been given out just yet. Both teams really making some plays for it. That Wukong is very low health, going to go ahead and back. Vi didn't gank in the jungle. She just continued to farm up. However, she is down a little bit in farm. Wukong a little bit faster. She just evened it out, but Wukong is already back. Vi, I guess no reason to back when she still has pretty good health and mana. She's just going to keep farming. And we've got another pause. I feel like a professional player just without the skill. Another ping issue for Team Feederino, Pleaserino. They're going to try to get that fixed up. Hopefully it won't be too long before they get that back together. So, interesting starts so far. The Toro Biscuit Rejuvenation start for both the Lulu and the Janna. Nami as well, starting off with that. So that Lulu is going to have a bit of continual regeneration in that top lane, having that mana and health against the Mummy. That didn't really start much damage route, but neither did the Mummy either, really relying on his tankiness of having that Ruby Crystal and potions to keep him alive up there. What I saw in the previous games is that every now and then the Mummy has some good damage, but he's really focused on simply getting the farm and then teleporting to team fights to be crucial when that happens. So really keeping an eye on the rest of his team, looking more for that late game team fight potential of the Mummy rather than the early really early aggressive. Not really looking for too many kills. He'll take the kills on the enemy if he can, but not really looking for the aggressive. So this Lulu really needs to shut him down, really punish him in that top lane. But he is so tanky. Already 19 farm to 14, has a good bit of minions under his belt. Lulu needs to be able to match that up. So go Chrono Frost. Playing that Lucian in the bottom lane. 27 farm to 16. So Caitlyn down by about 10 farm, which is a really good thing for blue team, getting an early advantage in gold in that bottom lane. If Lucian can back and make good use of that first item grab, or that better item grab, I can say, he can back for that BF sword before the other team can do the same, as Caitlyn's going to have to stick around a little bit longer. So checkmate. Once again, it's really important for Vi to make some plays mid, not let Wukong get Xerath too far behind, because Xerath is the only saving grace against Nothing Fancy's siege composition. If Xerath isn't strong enough to instantly clear waves, they're going to be in trouble. Completely agree. Again, checkmate X3. You have some incredible advice. Just beautiful. That boo, Chrono Frost. Okay, so he's just going to relog. He's just going to try to relog. It's actually the Xerath that's having some of the issues. Hopefully he will be back just shortly. This is a custom game, so it doesn't take them very long. It looks like we're in the LCS. It's like we're in the LCS. How cool is that? Miku and Chrono are both amazing, though. Miku, there he goes. Reese Connect. Hey, Gatekeeper! Open the gates! 560, thank you for the follow. So Miku has reconnected, but as checkmate so cleverly stated, if they aren't able to get this Xerath at least enough ability power to continuously massive wave clear when it comes to the mid to late game, they're going to be in trouble. They need to have that wave clear. That being stated, Chrono Frost on the Lucian also has good wave clear. 1 Q and a couple of auto attacks can take out an entire 6 minion wave. I think 6 or 5 minion wave, which is really, really good for late game. Especially also that Lucian has the culling, and so with the culling, he can clear a wave every single time. TV Sonic getting a little bit of damage. Oh, Bucky Boys solo out in the bottom lane. They are going to back off. But Caitlyn, punished for that early bat, is now going to back once again. This Wukong is really going to need to keep heavy pressure on that bottom lane to make up for the fact that Caitlyn's had such a hard start. She only picked up a second Doran's Blade, and that is it for it. While Lucian, in the meantime, still with good health and mana, is sitting at 1,000 gold already. So he's only 500 gold away from an early BF sword, which would be a huge thing. Taking a tower shot, but got a good bit of damage back onto the Janna. Darth Vin continuously with that Nami healing him up. Did put a nice ward down in the river, so gonna see if the Wukong decides to come by. Xerath will not feed. He lands his full combo. Oh, Yordle top lane OP. Is the mummy a Yordle? I don't think the mummy's a Yordle. Alright, somebody do me a favor and actually Google real fast and see if the mummy is a Yordle, because I don't think he is. Dark Magic 3, thank you for the follow as well. Awesome to have you join us. It's so cool. So many of you guys, some new viewers and old viewers coming back. Miyuki getting a lot of damage. Wukong trying to get a gank on him in the mid lane, knows that he's super team fight potential in the late game, and they want to be able to knock him out. Down by about 3 farm, Orianna slowly pushing him out of lane. He's going to keep trying to hang around as Orianna is full health but very, very low mana, so she isn't able to use the ball positioning to much effect. These games are so much longer when I'm not actually playing. And it's so much more intense when you're not playing, that's what you mean. TV Sonic using the shield just to kind of shield herself away from Shade of Shadows and that top lane's damage, which is amazing for the Mummy having only started with that Catalyst of Protector. That is it, all that he has against the Lulu, and still doing good damage simply using the base ability power that his Bandage Toss has to really slowly poke down that Lulu. To 30 farm, Lulu kind of catching up there, 27 as well. Has that initial Chalice, so a lot of mana regen. Gonna miss her Q though, the Glitter Lance not really landing, speeding herself off, and eating a couple more potions just to try to keep herself up there. So, are you gonna suggest I suck and thus the games are less intense? No, no. And Mumu is a Yordle, so okay. My baby with the first blood. Nobody's gotten first blood, so nobody just yet. They're saying that Mummy is a Yordle. Totally a Yordle. Everyone says it. Okay. Part-time Yordle. That's what he is. Part-time Yordle. He's just a Mummy Yordle. That's why he's so cute and adorable and small. But he doesn't have any friends, so... I can't believe Lulu is getting bullied by the Mummy in the top lane. That Orianna, I think, went more tank route, so it has very little damage and isn't able to use that to really punish the Mummy, as well as not making good... Look at... yeah, it continues to just... There's not dodging the bandage toss from the Mummy. A combination of Mummy good skill on throwing out those bandage tosses, good prediction of the movement from the Lulu, followed by lack of good positioning on the Lulu's part to dodge them, means that Mummy lands that bandage toss every time and continues to punish that Lulu in the top lane. So the next tournament is on 1ShotGG. You can catch that out. It will be next month. I am hosting a tournament if I get enough teams this coming weekend. I may actually have to move that though because my voice is completely getting shot from this weekend. You can sign up for the Hallowed Cup down below. I will probably move the Hallowed Cup like 2 weekends from now, and that way give it a little bit more time before the end of this one. However, 1ShotGG is going to be hosting a tournament every single month, so be sure and go to 1shotgg.com and check out their awesomeness, as well as talk about what the teams are doing, discuss what's going on there, discuss new strategies, and you can talk with the actual players themselves. All of the players that are in these teams are coming from 1ShotGG, so you can be a part of that. Ralph's Legend jumping in, doing a good bit of damage to Miki. He's going to get a little bit of damage back. Double buff on that. Oh, the Orianna ultimate! Sonic Wave, the flash from Yuki. First blood over to Orianna. Merciful Vendetta, making use of that continual damage from the Wukong in the mid lane. Grabs up first blood off of that. So that is going to be great for Nothing Fancy, picking up that first blood. 0-1. You know what? I feel like playing League all night with him just so that you can see him. I feel like playing League all night with him just so that you can see him. Just so I can see the Mummy. Few champions that wants to fight an enemy creep wave because every auto he takes reduces his tantrum cooldown by 1, giving him more damage. There we go. Thank you, Latigress, for sharing the thread sign up for the next tournament as well. So good to have you join us. So, told you I'm so fancy. Nothing fancy, though. Nothing fancy. I'm going to try to sign up. Looking forward to me sucking. Yeah! We're going to get some new players in here. That's awesome. Go for it and be a part of the awesome shoutcasting team. Hopefully the next time that we do it, I will have a dual cast partner, and that way I won't be killing my voice so hard going all that day long. This is going to be my 9th, 10th, 11th. This is the 11th game that I've casted in 2 days, which is a lot of talking. That's going on like 10 hours of straight talking. But it's because I love it so much. I'm basically Bad Life, so may as well. Oh, Ralph's Legend, nice Cyclone knocking Darth Van up. He's going to flash to the side. Will he live? A nice tidal wave knocking them back. Ralph's Legend solo. How the ace in the hole going to take out Nami. Bucky Boy picking up that one. And they disengage from the Caitlyn as well as that Wukong. They're still hanging in there. Chrono Frost wants him. He gets it! And he turns it on. Flashes to the side. Wukong barely escaping. He has red buff. Will he re-engage? Janet has very little damage. Chrono Frost going to kind of poke her down. But the tornado, Rack 177 lives. Orianna coming to that bottom lane just to help out. But great play from Rack 177. Instant tornado. Enough to knock Lucian in the air with the help of the minions to get the kill. Janet picks up a kill off of Lucian. So that's now 3 kills to 1. Nothing fancy. A little bit in the lead, but you actually see with the gold at the moment, 13.9k gold to 14.1. It's only a 200 gold lead despite those kills. Thanks to Lucian, double the farm of this Caitlyn. Even though he went down, Caitlyn's got a long, hard trek to be able to get back up. Brutalizer, BF sword first back by that Lucian, so he's got a lot of damage. And blue team picked up a tower off of that in the bottom lane. The teleport from Stage of Shadows trying to keep everyone off of this mid lane tower. Gonna get a little damage. Mako down his ult though. Gonna snare both of them. Curse to the Sand Mummy. The heal from Nami. Orianna with the shockwave dealing massive damage to both of the Nami. However, moving now onto Ralph's Legend, trying to help him out. Orianna shielding nicely. That Mummy, Wukong may be able to get out of there. Continues to throw that ball around, getting back and forth. Wild growth on Lulu, keeping her alive from that engage from Chrono Frost. Darth Van as well, trying to continue to get these heals and bubbles down. Blue team says, hey, look, we're a team of 5. Let's go ahead and pick up Dragon. Nice ward over the wall. The tornado going to knock up Shades of Shadows. He's got very little mana, so won't have a whole lot if red team decides to engage. But that full culling by Lucian's going to take Dragon down to about half health here as the rest of the team is going to get pretty good damage. Can they get it? It looks like Nothing Fancy doesn't want to engage. Team Feederino, Pleaserino once again continuing to prove they're coming back power. Not only did they start to lose at the very beginning of the game, that Caitlyn being shut down really hard due to having to back and very, very low on that minions. Overall as a team, 16.8k gold to 15.5k gold. Team Feederino, Pleaserino just took the lead. How cool is that? Mr. Crip! Mr. Crip? Mr. Crip? I gotta type a huge hello to Mr. Crip because I haven't seen him in forever. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen him. He was my first mod ever, and it's so good to have him come back. Thank you, Mr. Crip, for jumping back into this. So, Mr. Crip! Results so far, Feederino 8 votes, Nothing Fancy 13 votes. Well, 13 people, including myself, may be wrong on this particular game, as Nothing Fancy has proven some great team fight potential. Now all 5 members of Nothing Fancy moving in here. They're going to get a good bit of damage on this mid lane tower. They didn't lose their tower, however they might lose this one. There's that tidal wave onto Wukong and Nami. Rack 17 trying to back off. The Orianna ultimate! Darth Van solo help the tornado and the ace in the hole. Bucky Boy with the kill on that one. Tornado didn't land, but actually caused Lucian to back off from trying to defend her, which allowed the ace in the hole to go right through and finish off the Nami. Now, Nami isn't a super critical person considering she's only the support, except that she is. She has the heal and the CC. There's the jump from Lucian, the Cyclone, so much damage to Ash Thrasher. However, the full team Mummy, Wild Growth, or not Wild Growth, sorry, the full team Mummy, Snare, Curse of the Sand Mummy, but he's taking so much damage, can't back off in time. Ralph's Legend picking that up. He tried to get engaged, however, his team was in full running away mode as Wukong had just cycloned in, so there was not enough follow-up for the rest of blue team. Now Janet using the shield on herself to try to defend long enough for a couple of poking shots here. Come on, red team, there you go. Nothing Fancy finally picks up that mid lane tower and matches tower for tower. Bottom lane tower went down, but they got this mid lane tower, which in truth, mid lane's a little bit more important as it's a little bit critical. More minion waves are going to be able to rush through that mid lane than towards that bottom lane. It takes a little bit longer for the minion waves to get down there, so we'll see. Samsung cardboard, 1 4th place. At least get some RP for... Hey, everyone gets RP for 4th place. So why don't you give Patchinator a mod? Haha, good try, legit Ghost. You are Patchinator. I cannot type and talk at the same time. Shades of Shauna going in onto TV. Sonic is trying to back off. We'll see if they will engage truly. He's continuing to get a little bit of damage on that top turret simply with the help of the minions, but TV Sonic continuing to back it away one minion wave at a time. Chronophos using the culling just to clear the minion wave. As it gets towards that late game, that culling is going to clear minion wave so much faster. You probably would have gotten 30 if you picked Teemo. Always got to have the Teemo. Always got to have the Teemo. So Janna zoning out the Lucian very, very nicely. That's the amazing thing about Janna, is that she doesn't seem to be that critical, and yet with the tornadoes and the ult potential, that alone is enough to cause enemy teams to think twice. I was trolling that time, says Amy. Here comes in the mid lane, blue team. They want this tower. 4-man strong once again. Red team's going to have to scramble to get there. Can they get there in time? Lots of damage back and forth. Orianna just trying to defend the tower. The flash from Ash Thrasher actually not wanting to tank the tower damage. Nice! Once again, Sonic wave from that Orianna. She flashes in to get a little bit of damage, but that's going to be assault and battery straight onto her. Darthvin picking up a kill on the Orianna. However, the ace in the hole once again on Xerath. Bucky Boy picking up that kill. Killing spree over to Caitlyn. Now 4-1 with double buffs as well. So that is scary. And the tower in the mid lane still has not gone down. Janna clearing up a ward here. Rack 1777. 1-0-4 hasn't died yet, as well as the Wukong on top of it. 1-0-4 as well. So amazing plays between red team. Nothing fancy. But again, they're only 1,000 gold in the lead. That's not that much. Blue team continually slowly coming back. Lucian with such a farm lead right now on this Caitlyn could pull that into a win. Could just continue to push that heavily, one thing at a time. I don't even have a League of Legends account. But, or Mr. Crip, I've missed you so much. It's so good to see you back. So glad you came back up. It's Caitlyn getting spoon-fed kills, even though she's down by so much CS. And that's what you need to do. Again, checkmate on top of this analyzation. So much help from her team, allowing people to get low health and just from a massive distance. Ace in the hole, picking up a kill. 3 of her 4 kills have simply been ace in the hole picks from a distance. Nami, Xerath, grabbing at people with a little bit low health. So none of loving these viewer numbers. A big heart love to all of you. So I'm silver 3-2. I could just get to diamond easy. I just got bad teammates. I wish we could all get to diamond. Bad teammates makes every game. Hey, you know what you can do? You can get a team of 5 together. And if you can't get a team of 5 together because you don't want to play 5s, you can just get a duo queue partner. And as long as you have fun, that's what it's about. This Mummy, Shades of Shadow, is going to take this top lane turret. Lulu backing off from that one, not really wanting to engage. So another tower over to blue team, continuing to match up in gold across the board. 3 members of red team down here. Wukong just off to the side. There's no vision. Here she goes, coming in. Nice cyclone on both of them once again. This Wukong is just so critical, flashing in to get a little extra damage. Bucky Boy with another ace in the hole kill. Again, that spoon feeding of Caitlyn. 1 kill at a time. Now 5-1. Almost to the finish, Infinity Edge. Small Blue Ox. Thank you for following. Wasn't there a story about that? There was some farmer that had a blue ox, a massive blue ox that he went around. I don't even remember. Red team now starting this dragon. Should be able to pick it up, no problem. Blue team is collecting, though. They want to try to steal it. The Janna clearing a ward, but they do get it too late. Wukong grabs it up. So Janna clearing a ward. She's like, we have a pink ward here. Might as well go ahead and get some extra money off of these wards before somebody comes along and clears that pink ward. But this Janna, on top of all of this warding, red team, double pink wards down. 1 by Baron, 1 by Dragon. That Dragon one won't last too long, but it's there, as well as a lot of wards. Amazingly enough, the warding on these teams throughout the entire tournament has just been jaw-droppingly incredible. Red team's already pushing in a couple of wards into the enemy team's jungle, and that's a fantastic thing to see, because it makes you feel more confident when you are the one who's putting wards in the enemy team's jungle and really seeing where their movements are. If you want to sign up for a tournament, for my tournament, you have to send me a message on Twitch with your team if you have a team of 5. If you want to play solo for the Hallowed Cup tournament, message me as well. I will more than likely move the dates on that Hallowed Cup tournament to about 2 weeks from now, as I really do need to give my voice a little bit of a break from this tournament. However, it will happen though. And I'm spectating it live right now. It's in the title. If you look at the title, Shoutcasting Live. I guess it's technically 3 minutes behind. So it's technicalities. It's 3 minutes behind because of shoutcasting and custom games, because I can't do it super professionally. However, these players are playing it live. So they are 3 minutes ahead of us right now. This is game 1, best of 5 between these two teams. So far, nothing fancy has done well, but blue team has always caught back up. And team Feederino, Pleaserino is always right on their tail. But one at a time, Wukong, once again in this bottom lane, looking for an engage. Doesn't care about the tower. He's tower tied before. But now Vi. It's going to be a 3v3 fight. There's the exhaust onto Caitlyn. The assault and battery straight onto her. Back line, though, Wukong Cyclone directly onto Lucian. Mummy, though, coming in from the sidelines. Ash, Thrasher, and Nami trying to back off. Bubble onto Janna. Mummy's going to jump in. 3-man curse to the Mummy snare. But they're going to turn it around. No follow-up damage. Jesus Shadow does get the Janna. However, that is a small kill. The rest of the team here as well. There's that Xerath ultimate. One shot. The flash from Caitlyn. Wild growth from that Lulu. Keeping Caitlyn alive, which is amazing. Orianna slowly pushing that mid lane. Was caught in the middle of a back on that one. And so I think it was the Lulu ultimate or Lulu teleport that came down was the reason why Caitlyn is still alive, because that wild growth saved her, which was incredibly well played. Ash, Thrasher continue to push in, though. They might look for some extra kills. Xerath getting a little bit of poke onto Ralph's Legend off to the side. Will they back off, though? It does look like they finally back, pinging from blue team to say, hey, okay, we pushed in. We got a kill on Janna. Let's just go ahead and back off a little bit. So still down about 2k gold. Blue team is not out of it just yet. Thank you, Latagras, for sharing when the next one. Hey, teach me how to play like a pro. Teach me how to play like a pro. If you watch these games, you will see how to play like a pro, because it's going to be amazing all across the way. Paul Bunyan, thank you, Lucky Friday 13. Huge shout out for Lucky Friday 13 for sharing that it's Paul Bunyan who actually did it. So, whew. I was really going to be worried about that. I didn't know if I'd remember Paul Bunyan, but man, I read Paul Bunyan so much as a kid. It was a great story. Great story. His big blue ox, but this is a small blue ox. So, come on, Blue, I voted for you. Hey, Team Feederino again. Lost the first game in their best of 3 semifinals, came back huge in the second game, and also won the third game. So one of the best things that Team Pleaserino does is when they start losing, they pull together. They really get into a tight-knit group. They say, let us win this and make sure that we can finish this game off. And that is what they're doing slowly but surely. They're not out of the game yet. They're only down by a little bit. And one good Mummy ult wombo combo with the Vi assault and battery and that Xerath ultimate could be the end of the game for red team. So we'll see if they can manage to really get that finished. Your stream is stuttering. It's streaming just fine on my end. You could try to use a different browser and see if that helps. Bucky Boy taking up this red buff here. Ooh, 2 shots and she got it. Nice from Wukong getting it solo health. Red team headed towards the mid lane. Dragon's going to be up in another minute 30, so they've got a pink ward. That pink ward by Dragon has sat there so far this entire time. Wukong clearing one of those blue team wards. Red team slowly pushing down mid lane. They've got a little bit of a siege comp with this Orianna Caitlyn, so they're going to be slowly poking away at blue team's health. However, blue team, a huge thing from Feederino, Pleaserino, grabbing this Nami pick. Because with the Nami pick, she can keep healing the team, and that keeps them up a little bit against the siege composition from red team. And this Mummy, heavy pushing in the top lane. He doesn't even have teleport up yet. However, he's going to keep pushing. Wukong jumping in, Cyclone with the shockwave as well. Wild growth, another knockup. Blue team going down so much. There's still a couple of people alive, but they've got slivers on their health, going down one at a time. Wukong picking up a double kill. Ralph's Legend coming in from the sidelines. A flash engage. We're actually going to go. That was so amazing. We're going to go back and watch it again in slow motion because it was just an incredible engage. Okay, so Wukong right here, Ralph's Legend just off to the side. He actually, I think he flashes the wall here. Okay, he just walks all the way around, coming down here. Now he's going to turn invisible, flash, jump in with the Sonic Wave, knock everyone up, followed by the rest of the teams in game. Or engage, solo help, he's going to hit them 1-2, assault and battery onto Wukong, which is not the member that they wanted, and red team gets out without losing anyone. They do lose that top tower, however, for 3 kills and a mid lane tower, I would say worth. The Mummy's still using, or continuing to push that top wave, hasn't come towards the mid lane, but they're going to lose this mid lane tower if he doesn't come back right now, and they're still going to lose it anyway, so that was epic indeed. Red team doing a great job. The wombo combo from that Wukong, honestly, if you ask them, they'd probably say it was nothing fancy. I'm so good. Red team backing off in the mid lane. Turned the game on its head. 4K gold in the lead. Sorry, we're kind of running around there in numbers. 5K gold in the lead, backing off, and huge now, grabbing up, tying it up in turrets. Got the inhibitor as well. It's a 25-minute game inhibitor, and that's going to help them. Blue team, desperate moves starting off this Baron. Red team's going to have to run there if they want it. They have no vision at the moment on this Baron, but you can see those pings from red team. They are assuming that blue team is there. Blue team may be able to get it before red team get it. Can Janna steal it with a perfectly timed tornado? Unlikely, but I've seen it happen. Oh, she tries, but no. There's a smite from Vi. Blue team picking up the Baron buff. Dragon is up and available, so red team could try to even up the gold, or they could try to punish the fact that there's so many people with blue or low mana, and they're kind of high in health, but low mana. Janna with the knockup. They want to clear some of these people. A little bit of damage back and forth. Shades of Shadows kind of pushing out Merciful Vendetta. All the damage onto Vi. That Ralph's Legend going down. Or sorry, Ralph's Legend picking up the kill. I'm sorry, I meant to say Ash Thrasher going down. So they took down one Baron buff from blue team, but that's one of 4. And now there's a chase from Ralph's Legend onto Shades of Shadows. Can he get there? The minion creep wave too strong. Wukong blocked by his own minions. They did get this middle inhibitor, so they want to be pushing a different wave or lane. You can see that both the top lane and bottom lane have all of their turrets for blue team's side. So it does look like red team's decided to back off. Just grab the dragon to kind of take their gold lead a little bit up there. Blue team was trying with the Baron. They did get the Baron buff, so this is going to be easier for them to hold the mid wave against these super minions that will be coming in. But they're not going to be able to get any towers back in that mid lane. So giving blue buff over to Janna maybe? Maybe give it over to Caitlyn. Or Wukong will just take it. It's kind of hard sometimes to tell what these junglers are going to do. So, huge swing for Team Feederino, grabbing up the Baron buff. It's not over just yet, meaning that they still have a ways to climb before getting back out of the hole. They're about 5K gold below red team. Team Nothing's Fancy. But that doesn't mean that it's over yet. And I've seen teams that are 5K gold down still win with a good team fight. So, they grabbing up the Baron buff was an amazing call, saying we don't have super minions pushing in our lane just yet. Let's go ahead and grab it before red team can respond. And red team was slow to react. They really kind of slowly backed out, kind of made their way over to Baron. And hey, what do you know? Oh, Baron's gone a little bit too late. So yeah, they are now, I think they're at 3 dragons, 2 or 3 dragons, red team. So they're pretty up in gold. But the game is not over just yet. Blue team, and again, even if Team Nothing Fancy wins this, they're going to have to win 3 or 2 more games to be able to finish off and get to the finals and win it. Or they are in the finals, but win it all. In the mid lane, Miyuki just trying to clear some of this super minion wave. Mummy is towards the top lane, once again trying to push. However, he's seen by a ward up there. Somebody smartly warded. He's going to see this Wukong headed up here. Can he get there? He's going to go ahead and start recalling. I think he was stopped recalling by the small golem. Where are you going to go, Mummy? Shades of Shadow backing off. He's been slowed. Can he get out? He's going to jump all the way to a minion, but Oriana's there saying, hello, crying Mummy. Let's go ahead and finish you off. Look how tanky he is, though. Slowing the enemy team. Caitlyn now coming in. He jumps to the Caitlyn, snares all of them, flashes. He's still alive. Shades of Shadow running away. One more auto attack, though, from Caitlyn's going to finish him off. But that pulled the attention away. Great response from blue team. All 5 members of red team was up there, and now Nothing Fancy's going to lose the mid lane tower. Holy cow. They didn't. They didn't lose that tower. This Cyclone from Wukong, once again, ult's not used on Mummy, now used on the mid lane, taking up the Nami, speeding up the Wukong's TV Sonic helping him out. It's going to get stunned by the Xerath, but red team says, we've got the Mummy down as well as the Nami. Let's go ahead with these super minion waves, refinish off this inhibitor, and maybe push in and grab another tower. They still have not sent anyone to split push any of these other towers, but Mummy's super good power. They're going to throw down a ward. Are they going to push another wave down? There we go. Finally pinging for this bottom lane, saying, okay, let's go ahead and go ahead. Look at all of the wards across the map for both teams. Excellent warding back and forth. Double sweeping lenses. They want to make sure there was no ward in that bush. No ward in that bush for them. So 3-man wombo combo domination. Birdman saying it exactly right. Here's the shield. 2 auto attacks, and Caitlyn gets the tower. So the Wukong jumping in Cyclone, followed by the Orianna Shockwave, followed by the Lulu Wild Growth. Knock up, pull. What do you even call that? Pull together? Pull? Knock up, pull, knock up. Just too much CC for blue team to handle. And the other amazing thing is that Wukong is always on par with those jumps. He always jumps into a full group of 3, a full group of 4, and that means the shockwave isn't being used on one person, it's being used on 2 people, it's being used on 3 or 4, which is what they want. Rock with 1777, a little bit of damage before backing off. That pink ward still chilling there. Blue team could have cleared it a while ago, but blue team with their own pink ward right by Baron buff. So they've got super minions once again pushing in through the mid lane. Lucian culling nicely clearing those up as they start to push again. Red team did get that bottom turret, one of them, but it still has a ways to go to be able to push the second one. A lot of people apparently wanted to back and buy some items. Zanya's finished on the Lulu. Zanya's as well on the Orianna. Infinity Edge for the Caitlyn. Phantom Dancer as well. Looks like she's going to be picking up a Last Whisper on top of it. Janna, Talisman of Ascension, finished off. Going to speed boost her team. While Nami slowing them down with that Frost Queen's Claim. Infinity Edge finished on the Lucian. So he's got a good bit of damage, but now slowly starting to fall behind, at least when it comes towards the kills. 6 and 1, this Caitlyn. Only 1 and 2 on the Lucian. He's doing great when it comes to farm, but that is about it. Blue Dance Collector around, nice catching out. Ash Thrasher trying to jump. That's going to be a great tidal wave, though, from Nami, knocking people back. Red team having to back off from that one. The tidal wave from Nami saving Ash Thrasher went down. However, that is a huge ult that has been burned. Here comes the teleport from the Mummy, knowing he's going to have to engage in this team fight, looking for an opportunity to jump. Red team here. The red team just needs to stall this out. They've got super minions pushing in through the mid lane, and all they need to do is kind of hang around long enough for the super minions to push, and blue team, somebody on blue team's going to have to back out, and then it's going to be a 4v5, and red team, so strong as they are, 6k gold in the lead, is going to be able to push in and grab this tower. But they look at these super minions. Blue team doesn't want to back. Amumu is slowly starting to back off, but will it be in time? The siege from the red team. Orianna just off to the side, continuing to throw the ball around. Here she comes from the back line, trying to get a little bit of damage in. Doesn't want to take too many tower shots. They finally have another minion wave. Will it be enough? There's a flash engage from Wukong once again, jumping in the Cyclone, enough to finish off Vi, as well as Nami Caitlyn picking up both of those kills. Stun on the Merciful Vendetta, but the Wukong just dominating this game. Invisibility straight into an engage. Ralph's Legends just showing how the game is played. Coming in so well. Shades of Shadows now trying to defend this tower. Not going to be able to do very much. Jumping on a Merciful Vendetta. Snares 4 people. Is there a follow-up? There's enough tower damage to take down Janna. Lucian actually picking up that one. Ace in the hole. Hitting Mummy in the back line. However, Wild Growth being used on Lulu to keep herself alive for the moment. That tower is still up and still shooting. It did start to hit minions with that Lulu Zanya's that saved her. Amazing Zanya's, by the way, by that Lulu. And so the tower then turned onto the minions. If Lulu had used it earlier, the minions wouldn't have been there, and the tower would have simply re-engaged. Oh, bandage toss from Mummy almost landing on Bucky Boy. Close one there from the Shades of Shadows. Not going to land. Red team grabbing red buff and backing out. Dragon is available. There's that ping from red team saying, hey, we could get this. Wukong nicely giving the red buff over to Caitlyn, who can use it very strongly. Is Caitlyn going to solo the dragon? She can. Nope, they're just going to back off. Blue team going to punish once again, headed towards the Baron. However, they're going to have super minions pushing in the mid. Oh, they did not. They actually have both inhibitors, so there's no super minions at the moment for blue team. So they could try to get this Baron. However, they didn't do it safely, and they got a mid lane tower off of that. Red team's so strongly focused on the bottom lane, they didn't notice the wave of minions pushing through the middle, and that was enough to take out their tower. However, blue team only grabbing up some jungle farm, a little bit of extra farm from that. Didn't get the Baron, didn't get the dragon off of that. So we still have a ways to go. Yay for fancy. Target ban against Ori. I'm thinking a target ban against Wukong. Damage onto Darthvin, trying to back off. Nami moving. She just wanted to ward. Let the poor girl ward. Ice in the hole. Oh, Darthvin lives just by the hair. I guess by the drip on her fishy chin. Maybe. Okay, maybe not. Red team has started Baron. They're going to back off, looking to engage on blue team. Wukong turned invisible and the speed boost, but he's not going to find the fight that he wanted. They're going to back off once again, so they're going to have to hang on, wait for the cooldowns for those to come back to really get the engage. Blue team has a ward there in that bush, so they can see a lot of red team's movements. They're going to head right back towards this mid lane and clear some minions. So Baron started, neither team finished. And now red team's saying maybe we could go for the dragon instead, get that up. But if they do, blue team is just going to turn straight towards the Baron once again. Both teams hanging out here in the mid lane. Red team's done so well on the fighting. They're about 7k gold in the lead. We're not there just yet, though. In all games, the enemy team hasn't reached 10 kills. In all their games, the enemy team fancy leveled up to flashy. Oh, yeah, because Fancy, I don't think Fancy dropped a single against entire tourney. Ralph is putting in some serious work. He's really knows what he's doing and doing a fantastic job. That Wukong ban I see coming up. However, Feederino, Pleaserino isn't done just yet. Hanging out here in the mid lane, so much damage that Lucian going to take out a tower. Red team just caught off guard, not in the correct position for it. There's that culling from Lucian, going to clear another minion wave. They could go for the Baron right now. Red team still kind of off the back line here. Caitlyn going to go ahead and back Orianna as well. Nope, they're going to turn it around, saying, hey, let's go. Wukong coming here in the jungle. He's going to jump in onto Ash Thrasher. Can he get enough damage for a real kill or not? Orianna going ahead and preemptively putting the shield on the Wukong. They look at that top wave. One of red team's members is going to have to go up there. Blue team really needs to get something off of this. Right now, they need to be headed towards Baron or Dragon. But it looks instead like they're going to be backing. They could easily pick up this Dragon or at least turn it into a team fight. I think with all 5 members, especially Shades of Shadows, a lot of these guys have their ultimates available or will in a moment. Lucian, the only one with the calling that will be up in a moment. They could easily wombo combo into a full team fight and actually win it. But they're just going to grab the dragon and back off. They didn't get Baron. However, they have wards on Baron. So if red team does decide to Baron, they're going to see it and can head there. Thank you, D-Tup. Aw, sorry that you have to leave. Hopefully you can check out the games on YouTube afterwards because it's going to be pretty amazing. Friend of Rock and jinx me to lose. No jinxing to lose. So I played with Ralph and Merc before the finals. He wrecked with Trundle, Trin jungle. So apparently he's just a really good jungler. Ralph's legend, always where he needs to be at the right time. Red team clearing up some wards right around Baron. Blue team getting ready, saying, hey, we need to be here for it. What I have to say, though, is that, yes, Ralph's legend is doing extremely well this game. But he wouldn't be there if the rest of his team, he wouldn't be half as good as he is if it wasn't for the team following up. Orianna with amazing shockwaves every time. Lulu with the wild growth. It's teams that can actually use this wombo combo to their advantage that show that they have the power. And red team has shown that. So it's not just Ralph's legend. Yes, he's the highest on the team, but the rest of the team has the follow-up as well. And so it shows that the team as a whole is a great team, not just Ralph's legend. Because as amazing as this Wukong is, he could not carry the whole game by himself. Blue team losing a turret in that top lane. The red minions finally getting enough damage to be able to take it down. However, that means that the wave will soon push the other direction. Red team's going to have to eventually go to respond. Wukong using a little bit of the play with that sudden stop. Kind of trying to psych out blue team. They do have these inhibitors. They don't want to give this inhibitor up. Just walking back and forth. Trying to get a little bit of poke damage onto it. However, blue team has a good engage. Shades of Shadows here. Going to get knocked up. Does red team want to fully engage or not? It's hard to say. Ralph's legend leaping in. He's going to flash in. Orianna trying to get there with a follow-up. Not going to land. A nice Orianna tidal wave is going to take all of blue team or red team out. However, Ralph's legend finishing the kill on Nami. Caitlyn, Mumu wants the shutdown. Going to get it. Ash Thrasher backing off, having to move away. Momo, the only one in the middle of a team of 3. However, Miku coming in gets a little bit of damage. Ralph's legend continuing to hit. The red buff on Shades of Shadow won't be enough to keep him alive for the moment. Chrono Frost still alive. The exhaust is down. However, that Xerath ult's going to get a little bit of damage. TV Sonic down to about half health there as well as Ralph's legend. 3 members up still for blue team. They lost the inhibitor, but they got the Caitlyn pick. 4 members of red team still up. That's as well. So Rack 1777 now slowly backing off, throwing a tornado. Chrono Frost wants in. He's going to try to get in a little bit, not going to land. He did have those speedy boots, but it wasn't quite enough. So Kate down. The Kate went down 8 and 2. was hand-fed kills from the beginning of the game, but still being taken out. Great job from Vi, instantly focusing her. That's all that Vi did, was assault and battery straight onto the Caitlyn and just focus that kill. However, every team fight, blue team, Team Feederino, Pleaserino, has been on the back foot. Every team fight, it's been after the Wukong has engaged that they've fought. They really need to do it initially. They have to initiate the fight. Amumu has to leap in and start it off and kind of go make red team go, whoa, wait a second, what's going on? Followed by the Nami tidal wave hitting 4 to 5 members of red team, and then all of the rest of the damage from blue team coming in. That's what they have to do. The fact that they keep waiting until Ralph's Legend ults in, uses the Cyclone with the Wukong, they keep waiting for that to happen before they then respond, hoping that they'll live through it, is an unfortunate sign. And we're paused. Who DC'd? I feel like blue team has no damage. Lucian has 0 attacks and make his ultimate very weak. He's mostly been using his ultimate for clearing minion waves, not really necessarily for team fights as much. He does have the Trinity Force, so he's got a little bit of damage under his belt, as well as the Infinity Edge, but it's going to need a lot more to be able to hang in there long enough. My chair is being really weird. Clearing a ward there. Blue team knows that the red team wants the Baron, but red team's going to try. Ooh. Glad it didn't come in the middle of a team fight. That would have been really bad. Just out of the blue. I was like, whoa, yawn. They know that red team wants the Baron. Lulu in that bottom lane, I think, teleported down to that bottom lane. No, she just ran. Ran to that bottom lane, allowing this minion wave to push in. There's going to be supers down there that's going to be pushing Mummy back in, so he's going to go grab that minion wave. Blue team now headed towards the Baron. It's going to be a 4v4, except it's a 5v5. Lulu teleporting in. The Mummy's going to have to teleport as well. But it looks like Baron's going to go over in just a second. Red team picking it up. Caitlyn grabbing it despite that arcane barrage from Xerath. And now Ash Thrasher trying to back off. Didn't finish off the Q. Nice ultimate from from the Mummy. And the tidal wave from Nami as well. But that shock wave from Orianna too much. Vi going down. Shades of Shadows now going to be hit 1, 2, 3 and go down as well. Ace in the hole to Darkvin. The team coordination of red team so strong. Continuing to finish off. Ralph's Legend now jumping on to Miyuki. Will it be enough? Yes, it will. TV Sonic actually picks up that one. So Lucian, the only living member, but with super minions pushing in, Baron buff on their backs, 40-minute timers. There is almost nothing that Nothing Fancy cannot do to be able to finish it. I said so many knots there. Very little that Team Feederino, Pleaserino can do to turn the game around. It is pretty much game over. A nice knockabout chrono for, oh, not quite. He nicely dashed through that. So game over. First game to Team Nothing Fancy, showing us the power of the Wukong Orianna group ult. Now, why can't like my teams in ranked do that? Seriously, like that's what I'm asking. Is like if I went Wukong in a game and there was Orianna, she wouldn't do that. She would just be like, oh well, you go in there, man. You go, you die. Congratulations, have fun. I'm like, oh. So they're gonna get that next game set up. I'm not gonna worry about MVPs simply because we've got 4 more games to go tops, and so we got a ways to go, and we're just gonna see the same people repeat. We're gonna allow this game to roll over, and I'll try to give overall MVPs at the very end. We're gonna go get my voice just a hair of a break as we switch over and get ready for our second game. First game over to Nothing Fancy.